you know, your child says things to you like, "Mama, they jumped on me." It ain't nothing you can do. Like, you can't just go and get them, because one woman did. One girl, she found out the girl was sneaking out and being a dude or whatever, and the mom came and tried to get her and everything, and they arrested her for kidnapping her own child. And I'm thinking to myself, Lord, I would do the same thing. Like, if I knew my child wasn't being taken care of, I would have did the same thing. You know.
I don't know, on your way to school, I'm finna take you.
Yes. What school you go to? Yeah. So, you know, I definitely, you know, go out to, in my heart, go out to the parents that have to go through it. Especially if the parents, if your child is taken from somebody else neglect. So if you're in the household and your friend or your boyfriend, your spouse was sent to your child, they find out they take your child away from you, and you didn't know nothing was going on, and now you can't have your child because somebody else probably done left and gone and they ain't think about you no more, you know, and you fighting for your child. So it's just many ways. So I want to read y'all the new statistics about the group homes, and this is coming from Tallahassee, and it said Tallahassee, a new study shows that placing children in group homes instead of with foster families are much more expensive, and many children advocates say it's also worse for the kids. So I knew it was expensive. Like, them people's getting paid. They was getting paid. So a little bit of money, we say good money, was nothing compared to what they was bringing in on the house, on the house side of it. And it said the studies released the last month by the program policy and analysts and government accountability found that slightly more than 11% of children who are removed from their homes are placed in group homes rather than with relatives, friends, or foster families. And I know it's not because of the state wants to put them there. It's because that thing you said about the curse that goes down, generation of curse. If the mother's messed up, the grandmother's messed up, the auntie messed up, you know, so they can't put her in your family because your whole family has got something going on.
And one of the grandmamas had something way from her past, and she couldn't get her.
And I think they go back like 20 years. They go back real far on your you know, on your record and everything. So stay prayed up to get these kids. Stay prayed up. It says group home costs the state needed $81.7 million for approximately 2,200 children in 2013 through 2014. More than $37,000 per child. When I tell you they was getting that much,
that's the truth.
They was getting that much per
it's
child.
Per child, per bed. And if it go up if they were on medications, they got paid more.
And that was my thing. The state was putting them children on all kind of medications. And I don't know whether the house was doing it or the state was doing it. I don't know if the federal was giving them so much money and they claimed those children like that.
They wanted attention and they needed things, and then they was not taking the drugs. They was selling them at school. So you deal with a lot of stuff in the
I found out one girl was cutting it up and snorting it. I was like, how could you do that? Like, what's wrong with you? So we had to make sure that they was taking them, putting up on their tongues, so we had to sit there and watch them and stuff like that after we found out some things, you know. First of all, we always we just put there. And we had to learn things as we go. And me being the person who I am, who love learning, and you know, so I used to go to the in-services and stuff like that, and go out of town and try to learn things, you know, for the things that I was offered to after the fact. And then learn some stuff and learn how they, you know, how they make drugs out of the stuff that they have. It's like, goodness, they do all of this, but it's true, they was. But with the therapy, those girls just didn't like therapy, period. Like, I'm not telling them about my business, you know, like that. And I said, it's really for your health. And I said, because if it was me and I had a chance to go and tell somebody all my problems and be okay with it, and they couldn't tell nobody by law, I'll be right there. I said, because now we tell people our business and they just get on the phone.
And they got no word for you back. Like, at least the therapist letting you know how to cope with it.
That's right.
To fix it.
But they hated it. So you know, with the therapy, they did give them therapy and stuff, and that costed more. So you get more for children that had to go to therapy. So mostly all our children had to go. And I used to load them all up. I try to schedule them all at the same day. We be there the whole day. I don't care. And get it over with. So and it was, now that I look at it, I was doing a lot.
Yes, you were.
A lot.
Yes, you were.
Like, I don't know what I was
even though you had that little break while they
stuff.
was in school, because I was with them 24/7 from Friday to Sunday.
Yes.
But at least you had, you know, a little break, but you did do a lot. You did a lot.
Yes. I was like, dang. So they got money on that, and they did say on January the 1st, this is for the foster families that's out there. A cost of living increase will go up to $527 per month. I don't agree with them on giving you that per child. It seems like you should be getting just as much of those group homes.
Yes.
Because they provide the same things that you do, except for it, you know, maybe not so much as the therapy, but you can take that child that you have in foster care to therapy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we had the one that we had, and she went to therapy. She didn't like it either, and after so long, she had a choice of whether or not to go anymore, and she chose not to go. And I told her that was the worst thing. Like, you really need it for the transition from going from the group home to a regular home. Because even in our home, homegirl was acting like she was still in a group home.
Yeah.
Like I owed her something. And I know you out there, baby. You know you my baby, and I love you.
Yeah.
But I didn't owe you nothing.
Yes.
And it was like she was torturing me, like some things that you have to do this.
I mean, I look back now that, you know, taking them to therapy, you know, that's like getting picked on. Who knows what them girls were saying?
Right.
Know? Especially if you was the only one that was going, or if you went more days than the other one.
Yes, yes. And then there was some things she could do with others, she couldn't do others, and then you have to explain to them because they were worker. It was one girl, she hated me. She hated me. She was a little white girl, and she was like, "Why I can't do something?" And I kept telling her, "You can't do it. You just can't do it. Like your father said, you can't do it." And then she was like, "I don't understand why I just in front of everybody." I was just like, "Cause you did heroin, and that's why you can't."
Yes.
Do you understand now? And she was like, "Why are you telling my business?" I said, "Because I kept telling you over and over again, but now you get in front of everybody, you keep pressuring me about why I can't allow you to do certain things. Okay, this is why."
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So she did call her sister worker, and I got a little trouble for it, but hey, she got on my nerves. But you know, it's just some things they could do and couldn't do because of their records and the mental health that they were already in.
Yeah.
You know, so but we didn't get no money for that baby. When you get in foster families and you're gonna adopt and they're over 16 years old, they don't give you no money. So it ain't like we was getting, people thought we was getting $5,000 a month. I was like, where they do that at?
Right.
That is not what it is.
No.
You know, so when you go into foster families, if you put on there that you want to adopt a child eventually, then they will make sure that you're really able to adopt and you have the money and everything. So they don't give you money like that. Foster families, you know, now that says $527. I can imagine what y'all was getting before that, messing with the state.
$527 an hour?
$527 a month.
Oh, $527
for a child. And I know when them checks used to run through there, it wasn't no one in no files. They was getting paid. So we commend you for taking in foster children. If you have that means to do it, keep doing it. You know, giving these children a place. Like I said, the group home, some of them was okay, some of them wasn't, you know, when they came in and out. Some of them were success stories, and some of them really probably still need help, you know, mentally. Because they don't equip you with anything. Our group home, we tried to equip them with what life is going to be like and to show them this is how we live and this is why we here, you know, so, but other group homes, now they said they have facilities where it's like little jails. And it's like they go into, doors be closed just like DDC, and you go in there, you have a bed and a little toilet and stuff like that, just like you in jail, because they don't have places to put these children anymore. Yeah. So you have to be very careful about you know, your children and the group homes and what they got to go through, you know, and even the story of Emily and Damien, you know, we glad it was that good, and that she understood that the good came with the bad. Yeah. And so it was great that, you know, she had that story. And for all of you out there that do have not a great story, but you're in the group home and you know you need someone else to kind of like advocate for you, go to your social worker. She's not doing anything. Go to her supervisor. Baby, they had supervisors over supervisors over supervisors. And these kids knew who they were. Know who your people are. Go to them and tell them if you're having a bad experience, because that is not what group homes is supposed to be. It is supposed to be a home setting that helps you. So when you transfer from the group home to your home, you still been that mind frame as a child. You still, it's like going from one place to another.
Yeah.
And it's not having to be, you know, mental health problems afterwards. That's not what's
supposed to be. Clean. I think that kind of do with where you get placed at too.
Yes, it is. If cause child, I mean, we can go for hours about some of the things we had to go through.
They was giving us anyone.
They was. and keep them close. This is what I say as a parent.
I remember you saying no more medication. So we started getting ones that didn't have no medication. That made it easier.
Easier, right? Yes.
That made it easier.
It did, and we
kind of normal kids. Teenagers at that point.
And I was really strict about the phones. The cell phones, only because they called the little boys that you think was boys, and you have a man 30-something years old knocking on the door talking, I'm her uncle, somebody, and to be somebody they dating, you know. So you know, you really, if you go into that field, really know what you get into.
Yeah.
Because they're not your children, and they're not like your children, and so they will test you and try to do what they can. But it's a lot of perverts out there that look for those girls that know they're in the group home and know that they're in the state custody. Yeah. Because it was some terrible incidents that I've been through with, you know, some of the girls and some of the men, and they treat them like throwaways, and they're not. They're people. They're special group of people that need attention. And so with our group home series, you know, I just want everyone to be left to know that some of the group homes are being closed down. It's very limited of them anymore. You know, like I said, they're building these facilities and put your child in these facilities, and some of them, they said they even be having to sleep overnight in offices and stuff until they find them someplace. You know, so it's a difficult life with your kids. And this whole series has been with what you can do, what happens when they come to your door, you know, and things that you can prevent yourself from having to be in this predicament. Yeah. And then in the ending of what happens to your child when they get your child. You know, some go to a group home, some go to foster homes. Yeah. Some foster homes are good, just like some group homes are good. Yeah. But some foster homes are terrible, like some foster homes are not. Yes. And I've had girls run away from the foster home to the group home because the group home was giving them more love than the foster home. Yes. You know, so it's just all in the way it should have been placed. We just hope that, you know, God does what He do this year with all the children. Amen. And that He covers, and the parents, and give them wisdom on, you know, to know what and what not to do and how to raise a child up. My things, I always say, go to God about everything. And you know, even if you have to submit your child over to one of the states, let them know that they're loved. You know,